Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speeder, and today we're going to be following Pure and his sniper gameplay. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to become better carry players, especially when it comes to playing sniper. We're going to be following Pure, who is rank 1 at the moment. Not in North America, so it doesn't mean as much, but I said that in the last video and people got so upset. I'm kidding! Alright, either way, we're going to be watching Pure here today. Pretty crazy starting item build, going a Quelling Blade Stick. Not what you would expect. I guess maybe... Who is he leaning against? Snap Rubik? Okay, so pretty heavy spell lane, but we're going to be following Pure on a sniper here. We're going to be going over his item build, his map movements, and the team fighting to really see how he is rank 1 on carry. What makes a rank 1 carry? We're going to try to figure that out here today. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the GameLeap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the GameLeap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below, I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So one thing I really like about Pure's gameplay is his abuse of the level 3 spike on Sniper. So if you're not too familiar with Sniper, Shrapnel nearly doubles in damage from level 1 to level 2. It's a very strong spell. It also increases in movement speed slow, also by 50%. So basically with something like Tree and Protector, you have a ton of kill potential. And this is definitely a lane that BetBoom likes. They love pairing Sniper with these melee heroes. So the lane that they like with Sniper most that I've seen is Clockwork. The second most is definitely Tree and Protector. This hero just gets banned a lot, so maybe they even do prefer it. But the idea is very simple. With level 2 Shrapnel, all you need to do to really optimize your Sniper gameplay is go on them, but put the Shrapnel slightly behind them. So what I really like is that this Shrapnel, you can see it's not directly on top of the Snap, it's slightly behind him. So if he moves up, he can't directly get out of it, and obviously you don't necessarily want to juke up. The Snapfire doesn't want to dodge up, and so yeah, he drops one Shrapnel, drops a second. Unfortunately, Treant isn't level 2 here, so they weren't able to pick up the kill, but he forces out a defensive Snapfire cookie and deals the majority of Snapfire's health, so that's huge. From there, I really like his next set of items, except the fact that, honestly, I'm surprised he didn't upgrade his stick into wand here. And the reason why is he ends up with 2 sticks in the backpack. So I'm personally not a fan of that. I think having 2 branches in your backpack is like a pretty rough usage of slots. Sometimes I just generally think it's better to hold the courier until you can complete the item. But obviously getting raindrops in a lane like Snapfire Rubik, which is completely based around nuking you down. Right, this lane, the goal of this lane is to just chip you down with nukes, and then eventually all in you when you're half HP. Right, that is the goal of this lane. However, with raindrops, that's much harder to have happen, so I love the fact that he buys raindrops. The amount of carry players that just never even consider this as an item when they're playing against heroes like Snapfire in the offlane, or a better example is like Death Prophet in the offlane. That's a pretty popular hero right now. Centaur is another good one. Right, there's all these heroes that have these consistent high damage nukes that they want to chip you down with, and raindrops are just perfect on Sniper because you need mana for Shrapnel and take aim, and also your hero is just very squishy, so it's kind of the perfect item. From there, because of the fact that he doesn't have take aim, he's not sneaking in too many auto attacks. Like you could see as he puts some pressure on Snap here, he doesn't ever over chase. Like maybe slightly, it's hard to exactly pinpoint what over chasing is, but he doesn't go too far. Until you have a point in take aim, which typically you're going to take at level 4, it's actually somewhat difficult to casually auto-attack people unless they hardcore overextend. So you don't have to do anything fancy. From there, the next cool bit of gameplay from Pure is the fact that he plays the right side of the lane here. Now, the first reason why he would do this is partially just because he's completely destroying the enemy lane. I mean, he's a much higher level than both of them. On top of that, you have this night vision, right? So Sniper can actually see further than almost every other hero in Dota during the nighttime. That's just an innate advantage of Sniper. It's not an ability, it's literally just part of the hero. And so he actually can see the Snapfire and the Rubik from here and gets aggressive. It's honestly a little psychotic because the Treant isn't here. So realistically, if they knew that, they could have went on him. But I think he's somewhat taking advantage of the fact that they're afraid of the Tree and Protector. They don't know where he is. And so he's just getting aggressive, completely zoning them out of XP range. I mean, this is a crazy play, and I would never recommend this if you're losing your lane, but in a situation like this, yeah, you certainly can get very aggressive, and it looks quite good here as they're going to go for a kill on Rubik. I mean, this is just a big mistake from Rubik. He walks nearly melee range of a winning lane sniper who just hit level 3 on the shrapnel and is in range of the Treant Protector Q. And so this should be a pretty easy kill with the sniper. Good overlap of the shrapnel there. Sometimes it's bad to overlap, but if they're already slowed, or let's say they're like affected by Frost Blast from Lich or anything of the sort, Crystal Nova from CM, or Nature's Grasp in this case, you can slightly overlap your shrapnels because the Q is going to help you keep them inside the middle of the shrapnel. So one thing to note about Sniper is that this hero is one of the most gankable heroes in Dota. I don't think that's like a surprise to anyone watching this, but you guys have to keep in mind that the average carry player just sits in their lane no matter what. If they have a good lane, they just sit in the lane. That's most people's gameplay. And it's horrible, right? Because you have to understand, no matter how good your lane goes, once this Snapfire gets some levels, any bat rotation is just a kill, right? Any cookie in the lasso, the sniper's dead, 100%. And so he understands this, and when he's gonna play the top lane, he either needs bat to be showing mid, or he just shouldn't do it, essentially, right? He has to be really, really careful, especially when Snapfire hits level 6. It's basically a guaranteed death. And so he's going to play the top side. He's definitely a little bit nervous about showing. You can kind of tell. He's also trying to look for a kill on the Snapfire, which they unfortunately don't find an angle of, so he just brings the wave under his tower. But, you know, obviously being under your tower, very safe here, as they are actually posturing for another potential kill on the snap. He finds the side pole, cleans that up, sees the Bat Rider mid right now, so can have a little bit of confidence about playing this area, and then we'll back up again. He even blocks his creep wave here, and you can see it's a pretty cool play, just to make sure that the wave meets as far back as humanly possible. Bat Rider does continue to show mid, so he can at least have a little bit of confidence that he's not like gonna guarantee die or anything like that. But because of the fact that he's level 7 and this Snapfire is level 4, you know, clearly he wants to get aggressive off of it. But as I said, he has to be careful. Fortunately, his team can communicate to him that the Bat Rider's showing. In your average pub, honestly, unless you're as good as Pure and Toronto Tokyo and you're dominating lane this hard, I actually would recommend just shrapneling in the creep waves and then farming the neutral camps. Because if that hookshot hit, he is probably dead. Let's assume he was dead, right? So you got to be very careful about playing like he is. He's just trying to min-max, which is why he's rank 1, right? He's good enough to understand, like, okay, I'm further enough ahead where I can make this play. I'm not going to overextend. Somehow he avoids a hookshot. Probably just more of a missed hookshot, let's be real. And now he's going to shrapnel top wave and actually far mid. Whoa, that is some efficiency. So he shrapnels the top wave, lets the Treant get the XP and probably some of the last hits, and now we'll take the mid farm. After that, you're just going to move into your regular jungle. He's going to shrapnel up the camp, clear it up. These troll camps are really nice because you get a lot of gold from the skeletons off the shrapnel. He'll buy his Mask of Madness. He basically buys, from the games I've watched of him, he buys it almost every single game. I rarely see him not pick up the Mask of Madness. It definitely seems like the build he prefers. And from there, he's actually going to max out the headshot, leaving his shrapnel at level 3 here, farming up mostly just neutral camps at this point, as he is afraid of the Bat Rider rotation, which is going to unfortunately take his farm. This game, he doesn't have a mid and an offlaner that are really going to make a lot of space. Like, Tidehunter is a relatively AFK offlaner, and Leshrac is not one of the best rotating mids, and so he kind of just has to play this farm game, right? That's definitely the strategy of BetBoom, have like 3 really nice scaling cores. However, when this is the case in your pubs, you have to understand that your team isn't going to be able to fight as well. Now, fights might happen anyway, and of course, you can try to clean them up, but just be careful. If your team isn't in position to fight, wow, nice overgrowth. Oh man, that is such a bad death for the Bat Rider. Huge pickup. And you can see the Mask of Madness damage. Now, just for a little bit of clarification, if you guys haven't played Sniper in a while, and you're watching this video as a bit of an update on how to play Sniper, Sniper's Take Aim is now an active ability, which basically means that you have to click it and it guarantees that you headshot on every auto attack for 3 seconds. This can be upgraded at level 10 to 4 seconds, however, no one really takes that talent. Almost everyone takes 30 headshot damage and then 30 attack speed at level 15. At 20, it kind of depends. The knockback headshot distance is actually kind of a grief as it pushes them sometimes out of attack range. So people go both depending on if they're going to get jumped, maybe they'll take the knockback distance. And at level 25, you almost always take attack range. 6 shrapnel charges is one of the most bizarre talents in the game, as the cooldown is literally individual. It's not a 35-second cooldown for all of them. It's a 35-second cooldown for each of them, which means you have to do 35 times 9 to get all of your charges back. It's just like so bizarre that this is even a talent. It's like, it just doesn't make much of any sense on Sniper, so you basically always take 100 attack range at 25. And yeah, so in this kill here, he's going to click the take aim and then click Mask of Madness. If you buy Mask of Madness, you're buying it to synergize with Headshot, but most importantly with take aim, right? During these 3 seconds, you want maximum attack speed, so you're headshotting at every proc, right? That's the synergy of these items and these skills. And you can see he's going to pump damage here. I'll play this in 1x speed so you can really see exactly what it looks like, but he's going to pump damage into this Bat Rider here because of the headshot, right? Boom, 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 and every single proc 150 damage, 110, 110, 110. Every attack is going to do about 150, including your right-click damage. So it's just brutal to play into the Sniper, and he also doesn't play the most greedy build. But the reality is, and the reason why I love Sniper right now, and I think Pure loves Sniper right now, is you can go Dragonlance and Mask of Madness, but because of the fact that Shrapnel is a good farming ability, and Take Aim is also a farming ability, you can see he pops Take Aim and then pops Mask of Madness to farm. Because of this and the occasional clarity, he can just flash farm without a Maelstrom. He doesn't need a Maelstrom to farm. He can just simply go Mask of Madness, Dragonlance, and these items are fantastic fighting items as well. So not only do you flash farm with these items, you fight with these items. And that's one of the most dangerous parts about Sniper right now. This hero is not only good at really taking space, as you'll see, if he wants to farm up the top side. Okay, he's afraid of a Bat Rider gank here. Very clearly, he's very afraid of a gank here. He's even playing it greedy. He's like, yeah, they could be here, but no, I'll take my chances. Wow, he's very afraid of the Bat Rider gank. But that's the thing. I wonder if they were making a play. Okay, turns out they were just taking ancient stacks on Bat Rider, but he didn't know that. So he sacrifices a little bit of farm to avoid a potential death. Because once again, the Bat Rider does solo kill Sniper. So you just got to be really careful when there's matchups like this. And frankly, there's a good amount of them. Like Storm can sometimes solo kill you, depending on his mana pool and if he has a rune. Bat Rider definitely solo kills you. I wouldn't say something like Ember necessarily solo kills you in most games, but there's a lot of heroes that can put a lot of pressure. Something like Tusk +1 also just kills you, so you just got to be very careful as he rips through the jungle here. And yeah, it's okay to play the defensive farm. If you're going to ever push in a side lane, unless you see the enemy team, you should be shrapneling the side lane. Also keep in mind, he took his level 10 talent, but outside of that, he has actually skipped Assassinate entirely. Instead, he's opted to max out his other abilities, right? Max out Take Aim, max out Headshot, skipping 2 points in Assassinate. And the reason why is Assassinate is not used for farming, and frankly, Take Aim and Headshot do so much damage where you don't really want to stop auto-attacking to like channel Assassinate for 2 seconds. It just doesn't feel worth it most of the time. So occasionally he'll take a point, but usually not. This is what's insane about Sniper. So Headshot, it slows you and knocks you back a tad, right? But it slows movement speed by 100%. And when you're guaranteed to proc it, and by the way, it slows for 0.5 seconds, but when he pops Mask of Madness, so I'll let him pop it here so you can see his attack speed, it brings your attack speed to every 0.5 seconds. So the slow is 0.5 at 100%, and the Mask of Madness makes you hit with these current items and level every 0.5 seconds, practically. And so, it's an 100% slow for 3 seconds. No joke, you can't move. Yes, you do have 100 movement speed, but because you actually can't go to 0 movement speed in Dota outside of like a few specific abilities. But you'll see, as he goes on the Bat Rider, he knows he can kill him because with the Take Aim, it's an 100% slow. So this Bat Rider, he had Lasso. And so he tries to push the Sniper away, which realistically, this was not the reaction from the Bat Rider. If he wanted to live, he should have used the Napalm and then Lasso. Maybe even could have tried to kill the Sniper. I'm not sure. Would have been close. But yeah, he pushes him back and can't move and just gets solo killed by the Sniper. You don't expect to see the Sniper solo killing a Bat Rider. It usually is the other way around, but here we are in the current day and age of Sniper Dota 2. No, honestly, Pure is one of the biggest chads I've ever seen on Sniper because like I've watched a couple of his games now on this hero, and he rarely, and I mean rarely, from the pro games that I've seen, goes Pike 4th item. So he goes BKB 3rd item almost every game, so he's very safe in that regard, I will admit. Like, after the Dragonlance, he practically always buys BKB. There's very few exceptions to this, because I think he just feels like I do a ton of damage, I just need to be able to stay alive. Like, you don't need any items to farm, Shrapnel's good enough for waves. And so yeah, he just goes to BKB. From there, he actually goes Shadowblade most games. Like, this is very common. I see him go Shadowblade almost every game too. And I think the reason why is, obviously it's a good damage item. It lets you move around. And I think that's kind of the big thing. It's just like the positioning. It gives you a lot of movement speed when you activate it. And honestly, it helps you close the gap because Sniper's definitely a hero that gets kited. But when you pop the Shadowblade, you get like 50-ish movement speed. Maybe it's way more than that. Oh yeah, it's way more than that. It's like 70 movement speed. and it really just allows you to get in position and get on top of people, which sounds kind of weird because it's like, it sounds like I'm describing Ursa, not Sniper, but the reality is, you know, Sniper has to close the gap. I mean, yes, he doesn't want to like get in their face, but you need to get an attack range distance, and I think the Shadow Blade really enables him to do that. As you can see, he's getting aggressive here. Does actually use the Shadow Blade even for damage there, actively popping it to get the extra bit of damage on the Rubik, as he'll finish off the kill. Oh, look at that range, man. Sniper's crazy. Oh, he's got the grow bow. I was like, how is that? I would have sworn that was out of regular Sniper attack range. It was. He's got the Grove bow, and that's going to allow them to pick up the kill, as they're going to find the Drow here as well. It's very important to note he's also so diligent where he doesn't even pop take aim when killing the Drow, because he knows headshot does not pierce BKB, so he actually holds it, saves it, and maybe we'll look for the Clockwork. He's definitely afraid of the Bat, who unfortunately is going to come in and... Oh, the lifesteal. Oh, he can TP out. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, he also has the Shadow Demon Shard. I forgot. So the Shadow Demon Shard just dispels you. And so the Bat Rider can't even kill him. Oh, man. That is brutal. Shadow Demon against Bat Rider, I'm telling you, man, this matchup's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, from there, he completes his Silver Edge. Then he's going to move into the Pike. I really like the Pike on Sniper. I feel like it just puts you at a comfortable HP range where you're unlikely to get bursted and can always get your BKB off. It's also just good to have mobility on Sniper, so, you know, you don't get jumped. But either way, team fights, honestly, this hero is extraordinarily straightforward. You pop your Shrapnel, then you pop your E, and then you pop your Mask of Madness, and you click the nearest person. If you get jumped, you BKB. If you don't, you don't. You know, in some games, you're going to have to pre-BKB when going on people. If the enemy has, like, an Aether Lens Earthshaker, or a Doom you're afraid of, or a Blink Hex Lion who you're afraid of, you're going to have to pre-BKB. In this game, he kind of has to, if the game is more even, because of the lasso and the hook shot, mostly the lasso, but he also has a Disruptor and a Treant and a lot of vision because they're winning. So he's never really going to have to pre-pop his BKB. All right, and finally for the last fight of the video, he's going to cop a Deity and a Linken's hero, which is an insane spike for him. And now he knows he can be confident. He actually decided to put off the Pike for the Linken's here, which I guess I understand. His main threat is certainly the lasso, so just addressing that. But yeah, fight breaks out, Silver Edge to initiate. You can see getting pretty aggressive here, definitely being confident. Playing off the Sentry Ward in particular, right? That's in front of him, so he knows the enemy. It's very unlikely they have vision of him there, so it's always good to keep in mind when you're using Shadow Blade, guys. This is a big tip, to use it around other Sentry Wards. Like, I'll see people like Shadow Blade up hills where their team hasn't placed a single sentry, and it's just psychotic, right? That's like how you throw the game, for sure. So try not to use Shadow Blade like that. You can use it like this, though. Definitely a dangerous jump, considering his team is 3 bottom, but he just destroys the Snapfire in a few autos. 2 autos onto the Rubik is half his health. Does end up getting hookshot here. Keep in mind he has a DD, so it's going to look a little bit better than it actually is. But he'll pop his BKB, kite out. Love the attack moving. You guys see the attack moving? I'm going to replay that for you there. So in the fights, a lot of people think you just stand still and hit because the average person does that. That's what they do. But you can actually move in between hits if you're really efficient. It's a little bit hard to do with Mask of Madness active because your attack speed is so high. You still can, but you're going to see he's going to hit, move back. Hit, move back. Hit, move back. Hit, move again. Now the Bat Rider jumps him, but the Hex comes out and he's going to plunk down the Bat Rider. I mean, look at that damage. To be fair, they are 33k ahead, so let's be real. It's not always going to look that good, but either way, I'm just a huge fan of Sniper Carry. I've seen this hero time and time again now, especially from BetBoom in particular. They freaking love the Sniper. And honestly, I'm a big fan of the hero as well. It's a good laner. It lanes very well with Treant, who's very popular right now. And on top of that, it gives you safe wave clear and just a hero that scales well. The hero's honestly a big selling point to me about Sniper is that the hero can fight at all stages. Like, it's good early on, for sure. Like Dragonlance Mask of Madness, very cheap, but good for fighting. And then it scales just well. It just scales well because it's just a right clicker with a ton of attack range, you know? It is what it is. Like, of course it's going to scale well. It's just high range auto attacks. So yeah, nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.